Bob in New Windsor. What's up, Bob?
Yeah, hi, Mike. It's good to talk to you again.
Yes, Bob. What's up?
Last time we spoke, Kansas had just been beaten by 32 points by Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
You might remember that I took a little 50-1 on Kentucky going unbeaten in the regular season.
Right.
Very pleased with that, as you can imagine. I can't see anything stopping it now.
50-1 for the regular. Was it not
regular season?
No, just the regular season?
Yeah.
50-1. Where was that? Where was that wager?
Well, it was in the UK.
Oh, in the UK. Okay, 50-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Hey, listen, I don't want to jinx you and say you're home free, but now does that mean the SEC tournament, is that considered regular season or is that considered postseason?
It's just that's considered postseason.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's because the only reason I asked that is because it declares the regular season champion for the conference. I didn't know how they qualified that. So so that means you have 2 games left, right, or 1?
Well, 2 games left.
Two games left. Okay, that's right. So you got Georgia, and who's the other team? I'm trying to remember. Florida. Florida's awful. So this is it tonight. This is it at Georgia tonight, and tonight's game is within the realm of being this game could be a tough game. This game is a game that this should not be a 20-point game tonight. This is a game where they could have to play in the second half tonight. I think tonight's game is a game where Georgia could give them they're not terrible. They could give them a decent fight. Yeah, they could give them a reasonable fight. Like tonight, they're a 10-point favorite, which is for them moderate. So they could face you expect them to win, but they could face a decent test. If I remember right, the only teams, A&M took them to overtime down at A&M, and they were actually losing that game late. They were losing the LSU game at LSU late, and then they got a test at home by Ole Miss, and Columbia had them at the half tied also, but I didn't take Columbia seriously, although Columbia did have them tied at the half at home. I think those have been the 4 tight games this year. I think that they beat Louisville very soundly, so I think those were the 4 tight games, if I remember right. I know A&M was the overtime game.
Yeah, they had an overtime and a double overtime.
Yes, and the LSU was the other tight game where they were actually losing late. With a minute left, they were down. So in the LSU game, LSU plays them pretty well, as a matter of fact. But I could see tonight being I could see you getting a little bit of a test tonight. But this is it. So you're counting your money now.
Yeah, I hope so. But I did want to ask you, Phil Jackson was at the game on Saturday. Right. And if Phil Jackson was going to take anyone from Kentucky, who would you say that should be?
Well, listen, the consensus would be that they are there to look at Town. He is the first of the 2, but I also like the second 7-footer very much. He's more of a project than Towns is, but he is also very talented, Cauley Stein. He's looking at the 2 7-footers. They both will be going in the first 4 to 5 picks in the draft. So both of them will go very, very high. And actually, Towns could still go ahead of Okafor. It's not impossible. So could Russell. The 3 of them could all go 1, 2, 3. It's not impossible that they do. And Town could actually move ahead. He could actually move ahead of Okafor in some people's thoughts. So he has really come very quickly. He really has as a player. He's looking at both 7-footers, though, because they'll both be top 5 picks, both Towns and Cauley Stein. Colin in Lakewood. What's up, Colin?